Hello, everyone. I am Conor McGann. I've come from Google Ireland in Dublin. And thanks for being here, first and foremost, people who are actually here. Hopefully, I have some inspiring stuff to tell you, some educating things, and some fun to leave you with from today's talk. Thank you.
Just in time, right?
Just in time. That was all planned. I'm from Google, as I say, and I'm here to talk to you about a really fascinating topic, and that is, if it works, clicker's not working. Mobile first, mobile only, right? And why? Because I was just standing at the back of the stage hearing about all the traffic that's coming through mobile, and everyone's got their heads in mobile, and I can see lots of people on their smartphones right now, and this is a trend that has gone across the whole world. So it's really disrupted us, it's affected us, and we need to react and respond to the users. Guys, clicker's not working. Clicker doesn't work. I would give you this presentation. Well, as I buy myself some time, I've been working 6 years at Google, mobile UX specialist. I've worked in all industries: finance, travel, performance, marketing, and usually my presentations work. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, I think we're good from now. So feel free to tweet me, Instagram, look at me on LinkedIn, look me up, and we can connect that way. I love to kind of keep a community of people that I engage with. I like to consider myself a thought leader talking about future trends. So today I'll provide you with some of those, what's happening now, as well as what's happening in the future. So essentially, my mission, or our company's mission, is to make the world's information universally accessible and useful. Right? And that's the whole purpose of Google's mission, make it helpful. But when I try to help people, I'm usually in rooms like this. So here on the right in Shoreditch with startup companies, VC funded, trying to help them improve mobile web experiences, UX design, technologies they're using, APIs, mobile apps, all of that, you name it. And in the left here, it's a Harvey Nichols whole team, engineers, designers, web developers, marketing, CMOs, anyone that matters, right? And somehow we have to coordinate these people, these products, these complex things, and make business decisions, ultimately for users. But why do we have to do that? Because technology around the world has completely changed the game, right? Simple. Mobile has been by far the most disruptive technology that we have seen in the last 10 years. Think back to 2010, when mobile went mainstream on your smartphone. But even still, yesterday I was thinking of this in my room. How great is that? The hotels actually now have USB connectors. Isn't that fantastic? Doesn't that ease it up, right? Everyone's, yeah, I hate it, right? I hate it when I come to another country and I don't have that adapter. This is adapting, reorienting around the user. And on the right here, this is the airline that flew me here, Air Baltic. I'd never heard of it before, but damn, they know what they're doing. There's a smartphone holder. There was 2 of them. I have 2 phones. This is the dream. I thought that was brilliant. Okay, and I didn't read the newspaper. I didn't read that. And we're all about assisting users. What is it? It's helping getting people things done, getting people to core product value as fast as you possibly can. But not only doing that, they have to enjoy it. We want them to enjoy it so they come back. And we've tried to innovate in the hardware space. This is a Google Home, something we have a lot more pretty on the market. It's no Amazon Alexa. But why do we do it? Because we want to help our users. We want to help them get things done, essentially. And what that means for a user, if it will work, guys. I'm lasering you, there's nothing. This clicker is just not helping. Sorry. It's like half my presentation not working because of the clicker. Guys, it's not working. I am clicking it. Proof to everyone. Oh, see, I'm trying to make it happen, but Google helps get people get things done. And I took that picture in New York around the personal assistant. And it was only in 2011 that we had Siri for Apple. And it was a bit of gimmick, right? It wasn't actually understanding language. Because words on their own mean nothing, right? They don't really mean anything unless you have a way with words. And that's how we need to curate our content in this mobile-first world for our users, right? We've got to reach them where they are. So that's why we made this change with mobile-first indexing. Back in March of last year, we announced it in June 2017, and everyone's like, oh my God, what do you mean I have to change my website? Well, over 50% of the world are now accessing our websites through mobile. So why are we providing this crushed down desktop website that just is functional? It's just performing, but it's not easy to use. It's bloated, it's clunky, and it's lazy, guys. So you need to really adapt, and there's mobile first searches, and we query index them based on crawling your website. Still seeing issues. This is not good. Okay, so we can reach users. I heard earlier on, the publishers, some publishers have to pay us to appear in display, like Wish.com, who I've met, and they're trying to sell cheap products from China, right? Whatever. However, it's not about the reach that's the issue. Everyone can pay for advertising, and we can all do that across YouTube, maybe some Gmail-sponsored promotions, some ads, and search, of course, there's text ads, there's shopping ads, there's all kinds of ads we can show there. However, reach is not our problem. We really need to make sure that we are consistent in the message we're curating and engaging users. Why? Because there's more and more smartphones in this world. Back in 2016, we saw 3.5 billion active smartphones. Today, in January, January of this year only, over 5 billion smartphones. It's crazy. It's going to be, by 2023, nearly 6 billion plus. 32 taps per use, 30-second flurry burst. That's how we use. We're not always on the phone, are we? I pick up my phone nearly 100 times a day. You should check out your pickups. Like 90 times we're clutching it, we're reaching to it. And we're usually in gaming apps or communication apps, social apps. We're always there, right? But when we're not doing that, we're browsing and we're using it every 76 times per session. So consumer experiences are happening every 1 second. Every step, something is happening. They're connecting with your brand. And in those moments, the stakes are high, table stakes are high, because if that is not good content you're putting in front of a user, they'll turn away. First impressions matter. However, if it's not good online and if it's great online and it's terrible offline, that matters too. We have to have consistent experience across omnichannel, O2O. So it needs to be fast, personalized, and seamless. You need to remember me and what I like. You need to give me exactly what I'm looking for. And why? Yes, I've shown you the stats. You can see here saturation is high. You can see China, there's more growth there. In India, just 22%. That's crazy. Think of the population size there. There's more and more growth to come. There's more opportunities. UK is very saturated. The market I work with, 70% plus, same in Ireland. And this is only going to continue to grow. As I said, 6-point-something billion in 2023 smartphone. Okay, but we spend a lot of time, right? Average 3 hours. How many people know what their screen time is? Anyone? Do they look at it for digital detox? Okay, I see a few hands. How many are brave enough to admit it's over 5 hours a day? Anyone? 6? Yeah, I spend more. 8 hours. Anyone spend half of their wake time on their phone, right? I'm addicted, right? I know. But the thing is, when we're on that phone, why are we doing it? Why are we going to the screen? Because we're looking for new information. We're looking for something for me as an empowered user, for it to do something for me, right? Not to do something for you. It's the consumer. It's the consumer that has all that power. And that's just data from lab research in June 2017. And it's flipped whole industries on its head, guys. It's completely changed the game. TV, people not watching it anymore, going online streaming. Video, we just heard about it. It's only going to continue to grow. Global music. My dad streams on Spotify. My own dad, he's in his 60s, he's like, it's great, it just remembers what I like, lyrical, classical. And that's because it's using AI and machine learning, guys, and he loves that. And he goes back and he pays for he's gone from freemium to premium because it does something that he wants it to do. And technology is enabling it, but it's consumers that are behaving with it. That's the key thing here. It's not just about tech, it's understanding what the users are doing with it. Okay, so this is a graph from the US data. 80% of viewers would use their phones to watch it through digital streams in 2018. I'd expect that to be higher now in 2019, over 80%, rather than watch on TV. If you go to your own living room, have a look around the tablets, people are on their phone. This is only going to continue to grow. Look what it's done to TV, radio, and print, shrunk. But there are emerging expectations. This is incredible, right? We want things now. I want to order it, I want it next day delivery, Amazon, one tap click, I want mobile payments, check it out, deliver it tomorrow, next day delivery, free shipping. This is what we want. It's a lot, right? And when we don't get it, we're not happy, are we? You actually complain about it. Do you know this terrible website? It is the worst website. Ryanair, worst website, right? Go onto their app though. But I don't want to download that data. I just heard someone talking about apps. Are we conscious of what that means for the users? Because mobile websites is where you find your new user growth. And native mobile apps is what you use for your loyalty. It's another landscape to manage. We need to be reliable, flaky network connection, 3G, 4G. We see 5G coming, 2021, for most major telecoms. And we need to make it engaging, something to bring people back. Why would I bother? Send push notifications, that sort of thing. What's the content that I want to come back for? So what everyone can do in this room today, you can think about the consumer expectations. What's happening now? You can think about what you're going to do about it, right? That, like, I was in that meeting room helping people improve the website, look at the content. Is it the same? Are you curating it consistently from YouTube, from whatever content you're putting out there? And then you also need to be future thinking. What's actually around the corner? And I'm going to tell you. So it's, we expect things, as we said, that's old news. We want you to know what we like. We want you to predict things. We want you to use AI. So I don't have to say I'm looking for men's clothing. You show me content because I'm signed in, because you know I've been here before and I purchased from Ted Baker, for example. Men's clothing, not women. Age, gender, whatever, you remember that. And then they need to personally recognize, most people from surveys in the UK told us that was what they wanted. Remember me, know who I was. And then beyond that, we really want to make sure that you are kind of reaching their expectations when they're buying online. Are you actually doing what I want you to do? Delivering next day, is it good customer service, returns, whatever. And content, it has to be relevant where they are and for what they're doing. Where they are and what they're doing. 31% told us that. If you don't do that, navigate away. Bye, guys. See ya. That's it. It's called a bounce rate. You just go off the website, or you just drop off at a certain page on your site, but you don't even know that. So you need to make sure you're in digital media, you're not giving the opportunity for a user to just navigate away. You need to give them a reason to stay. And yeah, I'm going to give a personal example from Wagamama's, if anyone likes that kind of food. But users expect that content to appear right now. That's what our expectation is now that's established. And we also want things to be easy to find, like the USB connection I showed you. And we also want to get things done in as few steps possible. We're getting more lazy. We want technology to do it for us, okay? But the Wagamamas want to come back to, we don't get connected anymore, we live connected. That's the message. I think it's your batteries, It's really embarrassing. Okay, the smartphone is our collective gateway to culture and to information and business, right? I don't hand out business cards anymore. I showed you my LinkedIn. I think it's a waste of paper, it kills the environment. And look at the web. Look what the web has done. And it's not just about going, website, technology. It's about understanding capabilities of web. What has the capabilities of web done for us? It's made us more curious, demanding than ever before. We take pictures of things, expect to translate it for us into documents. We look at things where we want it now, as I said, like demand it. Like we want to scan something and tell us what it is using photos, right? Using Google Lens. And we're impatient. We want to know where the nearest one is. You want to use the GPS in your phone to tell me where the nearest restaurant is. And we have attention spans that are shrinking. I have 7 minutes left, so I'm going to go quicker than this, but essentially, back 10 years ago, human attention span was roughly 11 seconds, okay? Now, does anyone have an idea? And it's less than a goldfish. That's why I'm a goldfish ambassador. I go around telling people, how many seconds do you think we have? No. 2. Spot on. It's less than 3 seconds. I would say 1 to 2 seconds these days. Particularly, isn't that crazy? 6 is, you think, oh, that's reasonable, yeah. No. A third of that time, that's all you have, right? It's crazy, but that's your consumer there. They're the goldfish, less than the goldfish, right? That's what you're dealing with. And some people hate experiencing delays, and this is for content. If it's out of place, it's not integrated. Experiencing delays have been compared to horror films. Worse than experiencing horror films, than solving a maths problem. Like, people just don't like this. It's comparable stress and anxiety. And we know that people are looking in there at that screen, that portal in their pocket. It's the largest screen, a smallest screen represents that large opportunity. And here's my example from Wagamama's I told you to come back to. So this is me in the airport looking up where my flight was and what time, and it's telling me my nearest gate is 2 to 5 minutes. Gate number 1, fine. But now I'm hungry. And in that moment of time, I've already been subliminally given a message by Wagamama's that you can find us upstairs, but then I turned around and saw the elevator and it said, find us upstairs. I thought that was great. And it was because it was emotive. Because it's like, oh, you know us, you're friendly Wagamamas. Come up. And there's an escalator. I didn't even have to walk up the stairs. Talk about product play, that's brilliant. That's just brilliant, right? And if you want to look at other ones, Guinness do great real-time marketing as well. I'm Irish, so I'm going to have to say that. And here, this is using augmented reality. That was practically that, guys, without using it in digital form. That was a digital signage. But this is what's coming. So being able to point at buildings, your phone, your smartphone, and actually rather doing that stupid thing where you go around like that, everyone's done it, right? It's so embarrassing. And you're like, oh, gosh, now I'm going the right way. So that's coming. Augmented reality and positioning yourself next to that is all important. And we've done it with maps, skeleton screens to hold the user's attention. Don't force users to think. First rule of UX, with content. You have to understand it. It has to be intelligible. Eat in, take out. So simple with Wagamamas. Finding your seat on the plane. I love that. Text iconography, text labeling. Isn't it great? The awkward shuffle, what seat am I in? 40% off Black Friday, guys, next Friday. That's brilliant. Like outside and you're saying what item, 350 plus, I'm going to go in and have a look. And that's real time, keeping up to date with the sales or whatever is going on. Cool, so that's useful. Voice is coming. Voice, we know this. There's over 20-30% of voice search queries happening in the app, in our Google search app right now. Just to give you an awareness, and it's listening. We are listening. Amazon, not we, sorry. There's a larger group up there. There's Amazon, there's Alexa, obviously, and there's Google's personal assistant, and that is coming. And that information you're giving is meant to make it more personal and useful for you. Here's a box that delivered to my sister in London, and she was delighted. She felt lucky, where it says, I'm feeling lucky. She felt super lucky. She sent me a message, and I didn't have the heart to tell her it was for myself, because it only would deliver to the UK. But the reason I got it is because this is a game changer. Nest Hub Max, no one's ever heard of it, right? Have you? No? Okay, cool. So people haven't heard of it. Future. Nest Hub Max, it's basically like a screen where you can use gestures to turn it on or off. Tell me the weather. Show me this recipe. I'm useless in the kitchen, by the way. I'm going to have to be told when I move into my new house. I'm going to have to be assisted. Without my girlfriend, she'll kill me, right? Asking her questions. And this is brilliant. Like, you can ask it any query. When's my next appointment? And it's on a surface so you can actually see. And this will also be something for future thinkers of marketing opportunities. But there are different expectations, and I want to be clear about that across everything you do on the web. When you're on general browsing, when you're just not interested, you're just generally browsing, you can of course appear in display and create some awareness. But ultimately, digital advertising, you're focused on an end goal of converting a user through a funnel. And then on search, typically people come to search when they're ready to buy. Sometimes, of course, it takes a couple of searches, but if you want to go to Facebook, you're going to get a lot of new visitors there, but will they purchase right away? Not necessarily. Same, Amazon is great, people know it's gifting, they go there. They don't even search anymore, some people. They go there. So consumers have the best experience they've ever had. And when I came to piece together my holiday in Zakynthos with my partner Amanda, there were so many, it was a fragmented user journey. I was like, no, it wasn't. It was the richest journey I've ever had. I was able to go to TripAdvisor, Booking.com, Instagram, practically be in someone's room, see what it looked like before I got there, right? It's a bit weird, live, here I am, wow. And then YouTube as well, people doing like YouTube videos. Have you seen this, where they go into hotel rooms, they show you literally every nook and cranny? It's a bit weird, right? But we like it, unboxing videos. People like this, watch it. I didn't personally, but I just thought it was funny. So you have to earn attention. And what's interesting to people is what's doing all that. Otherwise, you can be skipped. Next, you just skip. Free advertising. But it's a mobile-first world that consumers are now making those decisions in. You have to respect their choices, and you have to really give them something to actually focus on and not tune out. And this TED Talk explains how, it's not to force feed an audience, it's actually to gift them something so that they can take something away. One mode is actually opening up someone's mind, the other is killing it and force-fed advertising. That's the thing of the past. We can't do that anymore. So don't give, don't take, rather. And how we speak on mobile matters. I'm just going to fly through some of this. Edit for mobile, faster pacing, lighter, brighter footage, larger text, 12 pixels in the viewport. Vertical video, seems simple, right? Downward scrolling, that's how people use it. Horizontally, IGTV, they're doing it. They revolutionized it. They have a whole platform built for it. They're the first ones to do it, sharing longer videos, because people usually like snackable content on the go, less than 6 seconds. It's built for vertical. And design matters. Still, the visual design matters. I've actually run out of time, guys. Can't believe this. It's the clicker. Can I get a bit more time because the clicker? Is that okay? Thanks. You are free to blaze your own trail, but some prefer paths, so I'm going to give you some. A battery. Use AMP to create some visual stories. It's a great website. You can go to ampproject.org. It helps you tell your stories in rich, immersive content. You can do it for emails too. You can use content for ads there. You can build websites, not just for mobile, across all devices. Lightning fast, that's what AMP is. You can't get it wrong. It's a framework in a subset of HTML components. And UI, it works. It means it's something that works, like a letter that says something. But does it look or feel good? That's what UX is. Does it look or feel good? And that's what we do. We try and focus on the user so they'll follow, so that they'll want to stay. And design matters, like I said. How it looks is the initial thing that you see. So think about your material you're using. Think about the meaningful motion you're using. So like, actually, is it static content? Is it dynamic content? And also bold and graphical. That matters too, making it mobile-specific content and formatted. Look, we have it here showing recipes for voice queries. You know, here on the right, something we've innovated in Google Maps as well. It's quite fun. A fox, you know, like a dog. People like it. Just awful. Give users what they want. Put content in front of users fast. Know me better. Recognize, predict what I might like to see, and tell me everything I need to know in the moment. Thank you.
Maybe there are some questions from the audience. Are there questions? Yes, there are some questions. Can we have a mic? Yes, we do have a mic. And thank you.
Hopefully you found that useful.
Yes. Here you go.
First of all, thank you for your presentation. It's great. And
thank you.
You mentioned that design matter, but at the same time UX and UI matter. And what I noticed from media's area, that actually in mobile area, all medias became closer to each other by design, because UX principles are the same. Yeah. So what you think about future, if we will live in situation when actually some kind of all e-stores looks the same, all bookings looks the same, all medias looks the same, everything looks the same, because these principles on small screens are the same, and we can't make them better or somehow to make more principles, because screen's smaller.
Seems really simple response, but you'd be different, right? So everyone is doing the exact same thing. They're innovating, right? Copycat. But the thing is, what content is, why people connect to content is because it's unique. It's because you're giving something authentic to your brand, not someone else's, not getting the exact same thing, the same font, the same graphic design. You're really thinking about and asking users, what do they want? You know, so Guinness do this as well. They get people in, talk about what makes Guinness Guinness, telling the story, sharing it over a pint of Guinness, the black stuff, and Pride, Ireland. So you really need to establish exactly what content and be sure that you're curating that across everything you put out there. But I understand in that space, you're limited with the real estate you can use above the fold. However, there's not a lot of, people are doing static content, guys, right? It's very static at the moment. Dynamic, yeah, it's a bit more, it's harder to do, but there are AMP video formats there as well. You can use the link I showed you, and there's other ways to make it far more engaging, like when people hover on a phone, that it kind of comes out to you, you know, it zooms out. So have a look into the AMP link I shared.
Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, any other questions? Please raise your hand. We have the microphone here. Right here? No?
No good.
Counting down 3. Oh, we have one.
It's always one. They get like 5 million now. No, it's cool.
Here you go.
I think it was a great speech. Just wanted to hear a little bit more what you think about augmented reality trends. Well, you showed one example, but maybe
I wish I had more time. I had about 60 other slides. So basically, augmented reality, here's what I think. Who played Pokemon Go? Anyone? I always ask, yeah, there's a few in here, right? I played it. My girlfriend was addicted. So augmented reality, it's only been experimented with in gaming apps at the moment. Some people are trying to use it as like in store for cars and things like that, like projecting. It would be very useful to know before you get that couch like I'm trying to buy, you know, will that fit? So I do expect that area to grow, but rather than augmented reality, have you heard of mixed reality? Yeah, so it's a mixture between virtual reality, and I saw some of it out there, and augmented. And somewhere in between, I think that will be the future. But we're in the very nascent stages of it. The same with wearables. I expect that to kind of continue to rise and kick off. Thank you.
There.
Oh, sorry.
Are you ready for one more?
Sorry, I thought I'm holding up your show here.
No, it's okay. There's only maybe once in a lifetime when a guy from Google comes here, right?
Oh, that's okay. I'll be here around, so happy to talk.
Here you go.
Thank you so much. And I have the question, okay, we have to be fast, we have to deliver the news, the first ones, but what about the quality?
The quality?
Yeah, where's the thin line between the being fast and being delivering something qualitative?
Totally. I really wanted to answer that, and it was all in my slides, and I just didn't have the time, so I'm really sorry. But basically quality, it somewhere lies in the sweet spot in UX, so the look, the feel, and usability. And basically between customer objective and I suppose your customer and your business objective, that's the quality content. And often I hear performance-constrained design. No, it shouldn't. Performance and UX should work hand in hand, but you need to look at the right. You might need the right developers. You might need the right UX designers to make that happen. Just because you're not capable of producing it doesn't mean it's not possible. And I know that people are massively on the hunt for people who can actually design mobile first, as opposed to just, out of the box websites and things like that. So yeah, happy to share afterwards.
A question? No? We have the time.
Yeah.
A question right there? No? Are there any slides you want to show?
Yeah, is there 2 minutes? Is that okay?
Yeah, we can do
great.
that.
I didn't want to cut it off like that. I just saw my timer, and I respect venues. People like to go on.
We're going to set it up
okay, cool,
in a second.
Yeah, I think it's a fascinating space, mobile, though, because there hasn't been anything that's come close to it, right? I even see it with my own family. My dad never said he'd go off newspapers, but actually has a tablet now to do that, and he's using smartphone. They're in the homes now. And really, AI, I think, so it's GPS in the phone that's changed the game, and then it's also the capabilities that what people want mobile to do for them. Yeah, I was in slide 60, so there's 30 slides left for you guys. So the clicker just doesn't work, you see, because the next speaker.
Which slide do you need?
Just if you skip forward, I'll tell you. Just go down. Oh.
In a sec, we're going to...
Sorry. Technology sometimes doesn't work. That's another thing. That's upsetting.
Last week I was saying technology is like the bees, You never know what they're going to do.
Well, it's the worst because it shows you what power it has, and when it's removed, you're so annoyed, right? 3G's gone. Wi-Fi, why is it not working? So people expect that now.
What is the next big trend in social media, maybe from your point of view? You mentioned AR and VR.
Yeah.
Is there something else coming that maybe we're not seeing yet that we could take advantage of?
Yeah, so it's actually a move away from social media. So a lot of people are sending postcards now. So I actually chose to post a picture of my holiday, but people are trying to digital detox, right? Because we've had such an influx of things, like Internet of Things, giving our information that it's private, it's been harvested. People are realizing what you're doing when we're sharing. So I do expect, people move between platforms, as Gary Vee said. It's every 2 years that people do that. You throw in online advertising and you say you'll leave, but you won't, like Instagram did, and people are still there. And there will always be another social media app, and it's very difficult to know which medium to message through or to communicate through. It's a good question, because essentially, are you still being meaningful and connecting to your users, but you have to manage a portfolio of media now, which is tough.
I found it very fascinating that Google and other big platforms are actually telling you spend this much time on the platform, which seems counterintuitive.
Well, it's because Google's mantra anyway is to be helpful. And last thing we want to be, and hopefully represent them well, is actually, we don't trust you. You're being evil. You're taking my information, you're forcing ads at me. And so now we're trying to respect the user. And you can see Facebook has actually done a big rebrand as well recently. You might have seen their logo, and privacy is all important to people. So I really expect a big pullback from that. The Snapchat is how the younger generation, message each other, like meaningless communication. And I think it's going to be more meaningful, kind of nurturing relationships that will matter in the future for brands.
Okay, let's try it.
Okay, so I'll try and fix it up if you can skip. No, I don't think so. I might have to walk off here.
Maybe you have to walk closer?
Yeah. No. I'm lasering everything. Yeah, it just doesn't work. But I do think that the social media aspect, it's a funny one, because a lot of people are trying to create content there for Instagram, vertical videos, YouTube, Snapchat, whatever medium they're trying to put out, and some people are still not shooting in vertical mode. There's a simple one that I would predict as well, because people are just doing landscape view as opposed to what fits in that screen. But yeah, I don't think.
Well, okay, let's not hold you up on the stage. Let's have a round of applause for Conor. Thank you very much.